The Michigan Wolverines are one of the premier programs in all of college football, but the quarterback spot has always been interesting for them. Sure, Bryce Underwood's having a good freshman year, and J.J. McCarthy ended up being a top 10 draft pick, but besides that, Michigan hasn't been able to find a ton of elite quarterbacks. They typically have guys who are above average in the college football world, but in their 2026 class, they may have finally gotten a quarterback who could take them to the next level and really elevate their passing game. Today, I want to introduce you to Brady Smigiel. At one point, he was considered a 5-star recruit, is one of the best quarterbacks in the nation right now, and will bring an element to Michigan that they haven't had in quite some time in my opinion. In today's video, I'm going to introduce you to who Brady Smigiel is, go through his journey in recruitment, and what my initial thoughts are on him. But before we get started, if you're a big fan of college football, be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you want to support today's video, and let me know what player, team, topic, or situation I can cover next. Now let's go ahead and get started and talk about Brady Smigiel. So in order to understand who Smigiel is, we first need to go back in time. Newbury Park High School produces a ton of Power 4 level quarterbacks, and he's just the next guy in line. His dad was both a past player and Newbury Park's head coach, and they've had players like Cameron Rising, who was with Utah, Ben Gulbranson, who was with Oregon State and is with Stanford, and then also you cannot forget Tom Brady. It'd be ironic if Brady Smigiel actually does end up at Michigan as well. He's trained and worked super hard for it, saying, quote, "My dream has been to be in the NFL my whole life." Early on, he was ranked as the number 14 player in the nation by 24/7 Sports, and he was going to be a 5-star who everybody wanted. Back in 2022, he was considered one of the most highly touted players in the nation, and someone who could attract high-level athletes to transfer in and play for him. The recruiting process really kicked into high gear back in 2023, as during his sophomore season, he passed for 4,222 yards and 52 total touchdowns. During his junior season, he would blow up even more, winning Play Times Player of the Year and passing for more than 3,200 yards and 49 touchdown passes. He became the 4th ever Ventura County player to be named Mr. Football in the history of the state, which goes back to 1890. Smigiel was legit. He became an early 5-star recruit, and after an initial full offer sheet, he would choose Florida State over Ole Miss, Oregon, Penn State, Utah, and Miami. He said that relationships made Florida State right for him, and he was going to shut down his recruitment. He was going to be a huge part of the Seminoles' 2026 class, but after a 2-10 season, he would decide to pull his commitment in late January. He pointed out the offseason shuffle with their coaching staff, including them bringing in Gus Malzahn, as one of the primary reasons why he decided to decommit. He said, quote, "I just didn't feel like Florida State was the spot for me anymore. I committed to Coach Mike Norvell calling the plays, and now that he's not, it's a completely different situation." But then everything would change. Auburn, Michigan, Ohio State, and Washington emerged as other schools that were trying to get him, and later he took unofficials to Washington, South Carolina, and UCLA. Michigan was in an interesting spot at the quarterback position, as they had originally taken a commitment from 4-star Brady Hart, but then Smigiel committed to Florida State. Hart flipped to Texas A&M, and Smigiel reopened his recruitment in January. Why the flip? Well, he visited the Wolverines for their spring game on April 19th, and he said, quote, "We just thought it was time to make the decision and went out to Michigan and knew it was the spot for me. Being able to see the strength staff and how they handle the players and the discipline within the program was really impressive." He also noted he had a great relationship with offensive coordinator Chip Lindsey, who previously recruited Smigiel at North Carolina. It was also more than a football move, as he said that Michigan brought so much more than football, with a degree in the people that you're going to meet there, and that it was very special. Scouts believe he's a gifted player when it comes to arm strength, and he has elite downfield accuracy, and could be one of the most polished quarterbacks in the 2026 class. He would enter his senior season with over 11,000 yards and 147 touchdowns, and those are not numbers to sleep on. But with Bryce Underwood there, why would he go there? Underwood will likely play 2 more years before Smigiel could ever get on the field, and you're looking at 2028 for that. Well, he said, quote, "I look at it as an opportunity. I think the room is going to be really thin next year, and not a lot of guys want to come in and compete. I'm willing to, and I believe in myself, and I was raised as a competitor. Bryce is a very good player, obviously, and I think he has the best arm in the 2025 class, but it was hard to pass up the opportunity to go to Michigan. Yeah, Michigan's getting a guy who's had a ton of yards, has been good early on, comes from a good high school program, and wants to compete with Bryce Underwood. I think they're getting an absolute gem, and so does 24/7 Sports. They list him as a 4-star recruit, the number 12 quarterback, and the 177th best player in the class of 2026. So yeah, unless some crazy dominoes fall, Smigiel should be Michigan's 2026 guy and a freshman next year, and I'm curious to see how he's going to do. But what do you guys think? If you're a Michigan fan, what do you think of Brady Smigiel? Who's another 2026 quarterback I could do a feature on next? And what other topics should I also cover on the channel? Be sure to let me know down below. Leave a like if you want to support today's video, subscribe if you're new, and check out one of the videos on the end screen. Hope to see you guys again soon, but until next time, peace.